In this lecture, we will do configuration for vendor master. The following steps can be executed to configure vendor master. First, we will define account groups with screen layout, either by using the transaction code or by following the menu path. And then we will create number ranges for vendor accounts by using the transaction code XKN1, or we can also use the following menu path. Remember, number ranges cannot be overlapped. And then we will assign number ranges to vendor account groups, either by using the transaction code OBAS or by following the menu path on SAP system. So the first step is to define account groups with screen layout for vendors. Go to the transaction code SPRO, SAP reference IMG, and go under node financial accounting, then accounts receivable and accounts payable, and then vendor accounts, master data, preparations for creating vendor master data. And the first step is to define account groups with screen layout. Execute this and you will be on this screen. So let me tell you that vendor configuration will be the same as we have already configured for customer master. So it's just the difference in nodes. Vendor nodes are different to configure its account groups and number ranges, and customer menu path is different to configure account groups and number ranges. So first we will create vendor account groups. So we can either use the copy option or we can also create new entries. So let's create new entries. So the first step is to name the account group. So the company has already given us the name of the account groups, and as per the company requirements, so we should follow the same names to create vendor account groups. So the company has given me the account group for local vendors, that is ZAV1, and the meaning or description for this account group will be local vendors, and then I will enter the company code so that I can identify this vendor group with the company name. And as I mentioned earlier when I was configuring customer master, that account groups controls field status. So you can go to general data and can see what fields you can control with the account groups. For example, address. Double click on it and you have the 4 options to control the field status. You can suppress the field, make it as required entry, or make a field as optional entry, or make a field as display. So that's how it works. So in order to design the screen layout for vendor master, so you can choose the options accordingly. For example, the company does not want that user look at this field, that is form of address. So you can actually do it suppress, and this field will be hidden from all the users view. So that's how you can change the field status through the account group. Go back and go back again and then hit save and give a new customizing request, and that is define account groups with screen layout for vendors, and then hit save. Press enter to continue, So that's how we can create local vendor account group. Similarly, go back again and then create new entries. So the second requirement from the company is to create a foreign vendors account group, and the name should be ZAV2, and its name should be foreign vendors TUK1, and then save it. And you can also control the settings for general data, company code data, and purchasing data. So as I described earlier in the beginning of the section, that each vendor consists of three main segments if you want to create a central vendor master. So the first one is general data, which is now created as business partner master data. And the other two segments are company code data and purchasing data. Company code data is the job of FI consultant to create that, and purchasing data is created by the consultant, which is materials management module. So I will show you the creation of purchasing data in the section where I will show you the integration between FI and In this section, we will just configure and create company code data and general data as business partner master data, right? So go back, and the third account group the company wants me to create is one-time vendors, and account group name should be ZAV3. So its meaning should be one-time vendors. That's it. And then you have to check this box as well, because it is one-time account. One time means that your company has purchased something from a supplier or vendor, and the company is not sure whether again it will purchase from the same vendor. So it's the same concept for a customer, right? And if this box is not checked, it means it is a regular supplier or regular customer, right? So hit save, and the data is saved. So that's how you can create vendor account groups. And we have created three different vendor account groups: local vendors, foreign vendors, and one-time vendors. Go back, and you have more options to control field status per company code, per activity. So you can explore these options if you want. I have already showed you for how you can define screen layout per company code for customers and per activity for customers as well, but you can explore the options at your end to understand it in a better way, and can understand how you can utilize this, or you can advise this to the company that how they can change the field status per company code or per activity level. But mainly we control the field status from account groups.